Hey, I'm Weekend Gabe, and you're checking out Weekend at Gabe's, and thanks for checking out this latest episode. While you're here, also follow us on these social medias at Weekend Gabe, at Weekend at Gabe's, and also at The Real Sam Crane. Thanks for checking us out. Sounds good. All right, we're going to reset. Give us a follow on these social medias while you're here at Weekend Gabe, at Weekend at Gabe's, also at The Real Sam Crane. We're on these internets like bootleg DVDs in the hood. We're everywhere. Joining us now from, I believe he's in Mexico, somewhere a lot cooler than where we're at right now. It is a pleasure to introduce Odd Couple onto Weekend at Gabe's with Weekend Gabe and The Real Sam Crane. Good evening.
Yo,
Boys, what's good with y'all?
how's it going?
I'm good. I don't know if you had a chance to hear our last guest, but he was phenomenal.
I caught the tail end, but he was, bro. I caught him like mid stride, and it was like trying to catch up mid stride. I'm like, damn, I'm just gonna watch this beautiful thing happen right in front of me.
Well, lucky for you and anyone who didn't miss it, you can head over to our YouTube channel later on tomorrow at Weekend Gabe, and you can find it. There you go.
Self promotion, let's go, baby.
Listen. When you throw me to Ollie, all I know how to do is oop. That's it.
The oop, I feel you, man.
But thank you for joining us. Where in Mexico are you?
I'm at Cabo. I'm in Cabo, San Lucas.
Damn, that sounds.
Is this a vacation or is it a working vacation?
Bro, this is a straight vacation. I've been working a lot. I'm just like, I feel like everybody deserves a vacation after what we all just went through.
Oh, absolutely.
And then just combined with just the work to put the album out and just the other, business and stuff that I've just been doing over the past couple of years. It's been a lot of like just going, adjusting, going, adjusting. So this is a great time to just like go, chill, reset, recalibrate, and then keep going. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. So it is a refreshing just to like have some time to just like take away from the day-to-day, the everyday push of trying to get, reflections, everything just out the door. So it's great to just have it out the door and just be here, relaxing, no worries.
Yeah.
Besides, y'all phones off. You know what I'm saying? Like special guests live from Cabo. You know what I mean?
So I will be in Puerto Rico next weekend for 10 days. And we weren't going to do, we were going to take that time off, but I might bring my laptop, Sam. I want people to experience.
Did you not just hear the man tell you needed a vacation after all the stuff you've been through, Gabe?
Listen, hey, man, here's what I'll say. This place is beautiful. I am having an unbelievable time. Like you get the little private pool situation. I'm flexing. I'm on Twitch straight flexing.
Look at
all that, man.
He's inspiring people. I think I need to inspire some of our viewers.
That's what I'm saying, Gabe.
I wasn't gonna bring the laptop, but I might need to just inspire people. So
bring the lappy with you, man. No, everybody wants to see you Twitch half drunk from Puerto Rico, letting us know the vibes and bringing us all the energy. I think everybody's ready for that. So feel free. I'll tune in, bro. I'll tune in. It'll be me.
I appreciate that so much. You mentioned that Reflections. You finally got it out. It came out last weekend. Sam and I have been talking back and forth about this record.
Hold on, Gabe, because we're going to get into the record. But I want to rewind the clocks about a year and a half.
Yeah, I thought so.
Me and my friends were there on the very last night of East Room. And I only bring it up because I went to your website and there was a great video of you performing in East Room. And among my peers, it's definitely one of our favorite places to go, or was, I should say, before they shut that thing down. But do you have a favorite East Room memory before we get into Reflections?
Bro, man, one favorite East Room memory? I done seen so much shit at East Room, man. I'm telling you, East Room is like the ancestral plane in Black Panther. You be seeing people come back to life. You be like, "Whoa, I ain't seen you in forever." East Room is where you run into people for the first time in like 5 years, man. That's what was the beauty of East Room. It'd just be people going to just party or celebrate or just have a good time or even just get a drink amongst like people who like the same type of music, who don't want to pay. It's in Chicago. exorbitant prices or go to certain areas and they just want to hang out around people like them. East Room was like a spot for that. So one of my favorite memory in East Room is running into people that I know super well that I haven't seen in forever, right? If I'm thinking that's just what I always think of East Room is just like, man, I ain't seen you in forever. That was just something I always said in East Room. My favorite memory is actually my worst memory. Bro, I had a set. This was in the process of making the album. Like, money was tight. I had a DJ gig. I had to do it. Needed it. And at the same time, like, I went out drinking a little earlier. I ate some bad chicken. Bro, I ended up with salmonella poisoning. Oh, right. I had to set at East Room that night. It hit.
Did you go full flu game? Is this where?
Bro, I'm telling you, I didn't have no Scotty. I was my own Scotty. It's odd couple. I was Mike and Scotty, bro. I was messed up out here. I'm like, I'm keeling over. I'm bro, in between sets, I'm literally like, oh, I had people walking up to me, like, handing me little napkins full of weed and like medicine. They're like, yeah, bro, you don't look so good, but you killing it. Like the vibes are crazy, but you look like you died. Here goes some good weed in case you need it. And I'm like, I can't even do nothing with this, but thank you. I appreciate you recognizing I don't feel great. And so like that was that's my favorite memory in East Room, because like even though I like in my mind, I had to be there, right? Like I needed to be there. I had to be there. Obligations, things are riding on the bag that's coming with this night, right? The set starts at 12. Salmonella hit at like 11. I felt like I had to be there. I toughed it out. Like, if you ever had that type of food, any type of food poisoning, but especially that one, it's pains, it's headaches, it's you gotta do stuff. So it's like it gets intense. But I just remember, I had to do it. Bro, I had so much fun. And like, I had so much fun. I stayed till close. I was sick and I still stayed after because it was just like so much fun. I was like, bro, I'm up. I don't feel good. But at this point, I can tough it out. And like, this place is just so lit. And that's just always East Room, man. Was like, sometimes you feel like you have to be there because so-and-so is going to be there. It's a party or whatever. But every time you get there, you're like, I want to be here. I need to stop lying. Like, I'm a degenerate. I want to be like, I want to be here. Man. That's my favorite memory of East Room, because that was the time when I had to be there. But in the end, I'm a hooligan like everybody else, man. I was just trying to turn up.
I'm so glad that you gave that answer, man. That was great. You know, the answer for playing, indeed, man, indeed.
Yeah, bro. It was, bro. Yeah, you drink some spirits, you lose some spirits, you meet some spirits, keep it moving, you know?
Okay, Sam, can we talk about the new album?
Yes, now we can talk about the album.
Can we get on some music stuff now? Damn.
Yes. Yeah.
I sadly I did not go to the E3. This is all new to me, so I love the story though. It sounds fantastic.
That's all right, bro. We can still show you the way.
Yeah.
I missed all that stuff. Sorry, being a parent, stupid responsibilities,
raising the next generation and all that, et cetera, et cetera.
Hey, as we get into this new album, let me say that I was listening to the record today while I was picking up the kids, and my son absolutely loved the record. So I am leading them towards a better tomorrow. So
I can't lie to you. You know, I listened to it after a bad day yesterday, and I was just so inspired, man. Like, one of the most musical records that I've heard from people. Like, people, like, they rap and they do R&B and they sing and stuff, but they don't do music. Like, this was music, and the visualizer on the video with Jamila Woods was insane. Talk about, I've been making this joke with Gabe all day. If you got to ask how much the visualizer costs, you can't afford it. Yeah. Talk about making this video right here.
Man, this was crazy because, like, so, I mentioned it earlier. I mentioned the Ancestral playing Black Panther, bro. I'm a huge nerd. I'm a huge Marvel guy. I love wrestling. I love Marvel. Like, Gabe, you know me on Twitter. This is like, I am like, geek culture is my shit. You know what I mean? And so, as I was making this album, and this song specifically, the song with Jamila, Reflections, is like, it's the title track, but it's the title track because it's the thesis of the album. You know what I mean? Right. So I really wanted to I treated these visuals And shout out to New Trash Crew, right? Because they're unbelievable with their direction. They're unbelievable with taking what I see and making it something that everybody's going to think is dope, right? And they just like took the baton and ran with it. But in my mind, I was like, man, this album is so introspective. It's so based on like things I'd gone through in life that I feel like everybody goes through versions of these. But for me, it was such a poignant, like, order of things. Things that happen in such an order that I was like, man, this is so like enigmatic. Like I gotta capture this moment, this couple of years of growth, of hardship, followed by like, a big W, followed by hardship, followed by W's, followed by lessons, and just so much mixed in. And it was just growth. You know what I'm saying? It's growth at that age where you can appreciate, you're like, damn, I'm still growing. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And so this album was about that, but this song specifically was about, what if you knew at the end of the growth spurt? What if you knew before the growth spurt happened, before all this growth, all of these trials, all these tribulations, all of these W's and L's? What if you knew before that it was going to happen? Would you still do it? Right? That's the song. That's the thesis of the record. That's the thesis of the album at the end of the day. So with this song, what I wanted to do was really bring people in a cool way, because the song is so deep. I wanted to bring people in a fun way into my world, right? So the beginning of the song, with it kind of going down that rabbit hole of Odd Couple, Jamila, Reflections, it doing that was like, come into my world. Like, come into my world and let me set the tone of this world, the rules of this world. Up is down, left is right. We dance on time. It took 4 years to make this album. I was going to play with that. How do I play with that? How about we literally play with that? You know what I'm saying? How about we literally dance on the clock? How about we literally, dive, as you see right now, how about we dive into ourselves? How do you bring introspection to like a visual medium, accompanied with a song that is a lot of, poetry and allegory? And how do you bring all that together? So it was a lot of like this scene right here. It's like, let's go in the rabbit hole and let's come out. You know what I mean? Because that's a lot of what the song is about. And so, I tried to put this one out first, even though it's the outro to the record. I tried to put this one out first so that it would show people, as the song says, if I knew the end before we begin, would I be the same? Let me show you the end before you get to the beginning. And then follow me on this journey. And really now, I've seen and I've heard just from the small feedback that I've gotten from people who have like watched all the videos, listened to all the album, followed the whole thing. They're like, man, everything fits so much better now that I have all the pieces to the puzzle, because I went down the rabbit hole at first. Then we checked out enemies and we're like, damn, this is like, the fight for it all. And then after that, it's who I got to be. And it's, this is the question we all have. And then it's the album, and it's like, damn, okay, I get it. This is soul searching through 37 minutes. This is 37 minutes of soul searching, trying to brought to the rest of us, because we all do this. But I knew where I was. I knew what I'd gone through. I knew, what it all was. So it really started with trying to get people to go down that wormhole and understand the concepts of, the 4-year time period it took to make this. The reflection, no pun intended, the introspection, the work, the growth, the questions you have to ask yourself to like get out of that space of like, it's been too long, nobody cares. Like, no. Why wouldn't they care? Wait, no. That's you saying that. Like, you got to really dig deep to find that a lot of the times you're the one answering those questions that they're not even posed for you. You know what I mean? So it's just like making this whole song, this whole album, but especially this song specifically, like being able to like really bring home that wormhole idea of diving in on yourself to do it, to like answer these questions, ask these questions, answer some questions, incorrectly or correctly. You know what I mean? Just the imperfection of introspection was really what powered a lot of like, let's just dive, let's do it.
Yeah.
That's what I love about this record. It's like it's taking chances. It's pulling you in a lot of different directions, and the feels and the vibes. And of course, you're sort of flowing at this this very aura space, which kind of reflects in the video a little bit of sort of being outside of yourself and looking at yourself living, but also sort of being in that space as well. Sort of a Doctor Strange kind of movement, if we want to tie in Marvel.
Exactly, man. That's totally it. It's definitely out of body. Bits of it are an out of body experience.
What was it like getting back with Jamila? You obviously produced one of her records with her. You guys have a working relationship. What was it like getting back in the studio with her?
Man, Jamila's family. Like we're really our family. You know what I'm saying? Like we really. I text her just, just thinking about you, just sending good energy. You know what I'm saying? I was just thinking about my life and like where I'm at and like how big a role you played in it. I just want to let you know, like, I love you. I appreciate that. Like, and so we really have formed this like. Friends or family, musical family. You know how it is with the arts. When you help somebody realize an artistic vision, or you help them find themselves. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. Our projects are song, like big songs, big records, big albums, like visual art projects, a piece, a podcast series, whatever it is, that helping you find yourself. You're exploring yourself through that, right? So we've really found ourselves working with each other. You know what I mean? Like I met Jamila before Heaven had a title. I met Jamila, we was just working on some records and turned into Heaven. This like this the beginning of this, like, I don't even want to call what Jamila is doing as a career. It's like a movement of right. for a whole demographic of Black women and femmes and everybody from in between, just trying to figure themselves out and find a space for strength, right? And that's so much of what she represents. So it's just like us finding that along the way. Me finding what that means for me, right? Me finding like who I am as a producer, who I am as an artist. And so it's been that along the way of producing, Heaven and some songs on Legacy. So when we got to connect on this one, I've like she had these albums to find herself, right? It had been 4 years since my last album, Liberation. So I've been trying to find myself and do the work to do that. And right. And getting back with her and being in this space of like understanding exactly what I want to talk about, exactly what I've been through, exactly who I am and who I foresee myself being for a little while at least, right? None of us have that type of foresight, but I see what I want to be. I see who I am and who I see myself in my purest form when I'm at my best. And so like getting back with her and being in that new space, working on this song and telling, having stayed close with her throughout this, she knew where I was at. She knew right. the growth that I'd done. She knew, I'd gone from the lowest of lows, depression, anxiety, I can't do this, I'm done, maybe. All of these different things to 2 years later, throughout this 4-year process, but 2 years later after that, to being like, I don't know how, but I feel great. I feel like I can do this. I feel like I've learned so much from all of these bad situations or negative situations or just moments of doubt and fog, and to be in a space of clarity. And so when I explained it to her, she was like, I get it. She's like, I just get it. And I know you. And I get you now. You know what I'm saying? So we were able to really work on something that really fit for my journey, but that is it's beautiful, man. It's just so Jamila, it's so me at the same time. And I love it because we've found a way to now cover all the spectrums. We found a way to make songs that are so Jamila that I can help assist with and help her find her through these records, right? And I'm putting words in her mouth, but that's just more or less my takeaway on it. But at the same time, she's now helped me make like the title track of an autobiography. You know what I'm saying? Like as Reflections is a story, but it's my story that I couldn't make up if I tried. And right. So it was like, it was beautiful to for us to find ourselves through working on music together. That's that is the most beautiful thing about our relationship.
That's fantastic.
As an autobiography, was it really important to you to sort of get those seamless transitions between songs in there? I really appreciated that as a sort of a music nerd myself.
Yeah, man. It was both on a when I started to really look at the project I wanted to make, once again, once things started to just unroll and unravel the way that they did, I like third eye started opening up, and I was just like, okay, like I see what's happening around me. I see that this is a roller coaster I'm on, and it's going down right now, but I know this is going up. I know it because I'm me, goddamn it. And like this shit is like I know that. I believe in me, and I believe in the plan that is here for me, and that it's not. You don't go on a roller coaster to not feel shit. You don't go on a roller coaster to not, you know what I'm saying? And so it's just going on that process and making a project like that. It really just, I don't know. I knew what was happening, and I knew what was happening around me. So it really made me want to make this album feel like a trip, feel like just, you know, like we say in Reflections, I woke up from a bad dream. You know what I'm saying? But it's not even a bad dream. It's just you woke up from this like excursion. You know what I mean? Like I really tried to treat I tried to treat this album like a film. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. People say that, but I really try to treat it like that, man. I love Christopher Nolan. I love like Marvel. I love Marvel. I love the world building that goes into it, and I love, you know, especially with Nolan, how at the end you realize so many things that happen along the way were letting you know what's really going on in this film, in this world, whatever the world building is, right? And I also love the visual representation that comes in like Inception and Interstellar, but also the visual representations that came with like Doctor Strange and Black Panther and these movies that like speak to my soul from like my imagination, right? But also from the allegory, right? So I just really tried to like take a lot of that into it. So the seamless transitions was my way of sonically bending the world, like in Inception. Yeah. When the street starts to curve up, you know, and it's like they're looking like, how did you like? And that's what I really tried to bring home. It's like, yo, we're world building. This is a ride. This is a ride of sometimes it's foggy, sometimes it's as clear as day. Sometimes that shit cuts off and you have no idea why. Like How Many Angels, it just at the end, oh, this is so beautiful, and all of a sudden it's this crazy break, and you're like, wait, what the fuck is this? And all of a sudden we're done, and it just unravels and we're done. And so I really wanted to bring home the idea of the uncertainty. You know what I mean? Like this album is so powered by my journey with my mental health, my anxiety, my depression, my insecurities in life, just learning how to survive in this world as a Black person. You know what I'm saying? And a person of color, or you know, whatever you identify with, how to survive as that, right? So it was just such a I wanted to like really represent and really bring home those twists and those turns that come with it, you know, because that's such a part of that journey. It's a roller coaster again, so they have those unpredictable twists and turns. So that's why I try to do that. But I'm happy in how it turned out, because it is really cool, easy listen. You know what I mean? It's a breezy, like you can just listen to the whole thing real quick, like, oh, I'm done. I can run it back. And so it worked out really well in that regard. But the intention was just to bring that world building, that, you know, that topsy-turviness, unpredictability home.
Yeah. It's a couple thoughts. One is like you mentioning all these things, and someone can look at you from the outside and be like, oh, Odd Couple, like he's doing all these fantastic things. His life is fantastic. And it kind of reminds me of like what we just experienced with Naomi Osaka, the tennis star, who was like, my mental health is more important than me doing these press conferences where questions, and I have to protect myself. And it's so great that you're using the music as a form of protecting yourself, to explain to the world of everything you're going through or what you've been through. But like you said, like the roller coaster is that even though I know that there's some peaks, but I know I'm going to rise out of this at some point. I may not know when, but the outcome is going to be a lot brighter than the current experience. And I think that's just like something that anyone who's been through a mental health situation, it's like, and sometimes it never feels like you'll see the end of it, or that you don't know when to come, but just keep battling and keep pushing forward and trying to find a space for you to be productive and value yourself, because far too often this world will diminish your value based off, especially now with social medias, with your likes, your retweets, your follows, all that shit that has zero effect on your day to day. But people invest so much into that shit, and then they diminish themselves when everyone has upset values. that is meaningful to friends or family or whatever. And I think that listening to this record and you kind of explain it more adds that incentive to listen a little bit closer for anyone who's kind of going through their own situation. That the brighter side is not as far as you probably think it is, but you might have to do a little bit of work there.
That's it, man. That's it. It's that there's light at the end of the tunnel. And sometimes you gotta like dig. You know, sometimes you gotta dig through some shit. Sometimes you gotta like pull a jackhammer out and like make that space for that light at the end of the tunnel. But it is there. Sometimes it takes more work than others. But you know, and that's really what this album is about. It's like, man, if I knew the end of all of this before the beginning, would I even dig? Would I even go through all this? No, I might have taken the easy way out. I might not even be making music, bro. Like, this all started. I was working at a tech startup, and the day I was gonna,
right? It was
yeah, bro. Right? Yes, sir. And I wanted to quit, man. I wanted to quit. I was miserable. I wanted to be a musician. I wanted to do this. Things were moving in a positive direction for me in music, but still not to where like I could do this full time. But I knew what I could see it. I could see where I could go. I could see where I wanted to go, and I just wanted to go for it, man. And one day I called my mom, and she's like, you know, at the time I'm 20, probably 28, right? Like I'm calling my mom mostly just a vent. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no permission I'm looking for. There's also like, I don't even know if she can be able to give me the advice I need, but I'm just like, I need to talk to somebody. I'm venting. And she's like, you know what? You just got to center your life around your passion. Gamble with everything else. She's like, I believe in you. And I'm like, oh shit. All right. Like, let's go. The next day I went to quit. I got laid off. And so that's how this whole process started. It was like, okay, I was going to make this decision. God, the universe, whatever, made this decision for me. But the minute that I accepted it, the minute I accepted what was looking me in the face for probably months, that I don't belong here, or I don't belong in this type of situation, or this is not me, this is not the real me.
Mm-hmm.
The minute I accepted that is the minute that the universe was like, you got it. You know what I mean? And so that's just a recurring theme that just came throughout the process of making these songs. Like when you guys asked about talking about the sequencing and stuff, it is all of the songs are at different moments in life. They're inspired by different moments. They're powered by different enigmatic questions and all that stuff. And they became seamless because these situations flowed, you know, scene to scene, situation to situation, environment to environment.
Mm-hmm.
But the overarching thing that kept me going was knowing that one day I was going to see that light at the end of the tunnel. I was going to get out of what I was in. The roller coaster was going to stop, and it would be calm again. And I knew that. And it's just, you know, I'm saying all that is beautiful because I'm in Cabo now. I'm like, damn, oh, roller coaster stopped, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, finally the roller coaster stopped.
Yeah.
Not to say I'm definitely not done, y'all, but I'm just saying, like,
you gonna ride it again, but
no. I'll be back, bro. I'll be back. I might just hop on it myself, but like it definitely, like, it is a true, like, exactly what you were saying, that light at the end of the tunnel, just that full circle feeling of everything finally coming back to that place of calm and feeling like I'm almost back at the beginning, but in a whole new sense. You know what I mean? Like I have a fresh start on the rest of my career, the rest of what I want to do in terms of making music after everything I just went through, and now expressing myself through these records.
It's 9 o'clock. It's 9:05. But I feel like Sam and I both have the same question.
We have the same question, Gabe. We have the same question.
Oprah.
Yeah, I was waiting. I'm like, who gonna say it?
Oprah.
Yeah, bro.
Are her hugs as warm as they look? Because I feel like
so warm. It's so warm. It's like it's like hugging an expensive space heater. Like, not like a furnace that's like piping hot and you touch, you like, God damn, like, landlord, shit. Like, it's not like that, and it's not like, it's just like, just warmth and calm. You know what I mean? But like, that's the presence, and I learned so much in such a short amount of time from just watching and learning and like humbling myself. Who the fuck cares about the music director? it's dope, but when you're there, like, what the fuck? Nobody cares. You know what I mean? Like, it's time for you to put that to the side and just be in the moment and helping when you can, learning when you can, sitting your ass down and just listening when you can. Like, you know what I mean? And assuming these different roles when it's time to do that. Also, like, when it's time to step up. You know, when Common's working on a monologue, trying to figure out the pacing to like a piano joint, like sometimes you go, hey, bro, come on, let's we should figure this out. You know what I mean? And so, like, moments like that were surreal, because I'm like, dude, I'm sitting here with Lonnie Lynn talking to him about his spoken word. Like, we're at the Ritz-Carlton watching a Bucks game. Like, what the hell? Like, this is great. Like, this is crazy. But also at the same time, there's moments where I'm like, okay, like, you know, in that time, I'm like, damn, like, am I somebody? Right? And then at the same time, you're in these moments where you're in a room of 15,000 people, and Oprah's just telling some story about her back in Mississippi when she was a child, and like, you and 14,999 other people are all crying, because like, it's just like, it's such a, this is this person humbling themselves to tell you about where they started, and they're the richest person you'll ever meet. They're the queen, and she's the queen. You know what I mean? So you're hearing this, and you're like, man, it gave me so much confidence, like, to follow through with this introspective project, to follow through with this, like, very vulnerable, like, there's some moments, and like, there's definitely some things that we tackle in this project that are like, I wasn't mature enough to talk about this shit when I was younger. I hadn't done the work to even be able to comprehend, you know, what I wanted and what I needed and how to balance the two, right? I didn't even know, like, how do you even, that's such a big, daunting task, right? But being with someone like this who could tell you that what they need versus what they want, and they can get anything they want, right. They can get anything they need, and they're telling you in front of 15,000 people what they need, and it ain't what they want necessarily. You know what I mean? And to be able to make that balance for someone who has everything, learn that, and then extrapolate that on down through the different people that you meet that are all part of this super special experience, man. It was just like, I learned so much shit, man. I learned how to, like, really, like, catch myself when you start to go in those spaces of insecurity, how to catch yourself from falling all the way down, how to catch yourself being like, you know what, you are worthy of being here, and at the same time, it's not that big a deal. And it was such a hard lesson to learn. It was like, man, I'm worthy of being on this tour, and at the same time, me being here is not the biggest deal. The biggest deal is this getting done the right way, and everybody pulling their weight. And so it was just like such a give and take, but a really special, like, experience, obviously, right? Like, you know, then you add on this top thing. I got to introduce my mom to Oprah. Like, I got to, you know what I'm saying? I got to do some wild shit, bro.
Ritz-Carlton for the Bucks game is enough for me, man.
Odd Couple, I appreciate you so much. Reflections is the new album out there. It's available on all digital streaming platforms. 4 years in the making. It's well worth the time.
Yes, sir.
To it. Thank you so much for giving us your time on your vacation. You didn't have to, and we appreciate it so much.
Man, I thank y'all, man. Let's definitely keep in touch. And if y'all need me back on the Twitch, you know what I'm saying? Just let me know. I'm around, guys.
Listen, if you need a roadie in Mexico in a couple
yeah.
weeks, you know?
Yeah,
bro, let's do it. Let's take over. Let's take over, bro. You and me, 2-man crew.
I'm with it, man. You know, do you have room for 2 kids and a wife? I'm just asking.
Yeah.
There's
something next door, man, upstairs. You know what I mean?
All right, man. Enjoy the rest of your trip. We will definitely be in touch, though. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.
All right, Couple joining us here on Weekend at Gabe's. That was one of the funnest conversations we've had.
I'm willing to go out on a limb, and no disrespect to any other guests that we had before, that was my favorite show.
This was a great show. This was a phenomenal show. And like, we didn't really have to do a lot because everyone really just told the story with minimal help from us.
Yeah, so I had all these questions about specific songs, and then he just he hit the whole thing, specific influences. I was gonna ask him about Salvador Dali, and he was just like talking about Dancing on Time, and the album took him 4 years. Like, yo, you did it. So definitely go check it out. Reflections on all streaming platforms. I gotta be honest, it's the best album I've listened to all year. I know it's only June, but it's the best.
Absolutely. Man, great show tonight. We're still working on our Thursday night show, but it may involve a little bit of sports and a little bit of comedy. So maybe it's just Major League reincarnated in interview form. Who knows? Anyways, thanks for everyone checking out tonight's show. We had a blast. Don't forget to give us a follow on these social medias at Weekend Gabe, at Weekend at Gabe's. We had a really good presence tonight on Twitch. So thanks to everyone who was checking in on the show. We appreciate all the support as always. The show's growing. So subscribe to us on YouTube. Help us build this model for everyone to check out. Your support means everything. All right, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday evening. Go. Oh, it's close now. It's not even close. Go Phila.
Shut it down, Gabe. It's over.
I wanted to ask him about the Bucks, but we're way over time.
Nah, we're way over time, man. You got to cut it.
All right. Good night, everyone. Thanks, Sam.
Peace.
Hey, I'm Weekend Gabe. Thanks for checking out this latest episode of Weekend at Gabe's. Click on any of the links swirling around my head and also hit the subscribe button while you're here. Thanks for checking out us here on YouTube.